we can either use this as a kind of a trampoline to a best version of ourselves, or we can use this as a, basically a barrier to moving forward, and or an excuse to moving forward and becoming ourselves, and really learning from this crisis. And hey, what's going on, guys? We're back, and it's don't know what day it is, but it is Monday, and as we have found out now that apparently schools won't be resuming, and we will be doing more homeschooling for now. Fun, but at the same time, very very impactful for all of us that are parents, or even just teachers that are have to work from home. It's a little bit of a different scenario that we're normally used to, but excuse my crazy hair. But we are here to adapt, right? And really want to share a quick topic where I was reading about here in the cybernetics, where in these times right now, in these times of what we such and such quote unquote call crisis, is where a lot of us shine, and a lot of us get basically put into a nutshell. We crumble, right? And he was giving examples in the book about certain sports, right? If you ever played sports in your life, if you ever had any type of interaction with any type of competitive sports, there's always individuals that seem to be unaffected or not faded by the pressure. They actually excel and exceed, and actually do better than the best players in the team, or any competitor out there. They're the best at clutch pressure situations. And we can kind of relate that to what's going on now. We can be the individual that uses this time of crisis and this time of where everything's changing, a lot of uncertainty, and we kind of do the best we can with what we have right now, and exceed and excel. And we can either use this as a kind of a trampoline to a best version of ourselves, or we can use this as a, basically a barrier to moving forward, and or an excuse to moving forward and becoming ourselves, and really learning from this crisis. And he also understands that it is our mission or our goal to try to learn how to be as much, try to be as much as possible, have poise during these times, as opposed to panic. And if you watch the news, if you go out there and you see people are in panic mode. A lot of individuals are in panic mode. We're buying packs of toilet papers. um, People are fighting for groceries. There has to be limits on some certain items because individuals are exceeding the items because they're stacking up for like, if the world is ending. And although a lot of things are not the way they were, it's called being poised, and understanding that we all together, we all connected, and we all have to be able to help each other, and and serve each other, and also understand that whatever action we take or what you take affects the other. So having that poise, understanding that this crisis is where we have to come together at the most. Not only do we always want to do that, but at these times, togetherness and empathy for each other is something that I'm learning. And I feel that at first I was kind of judgmental of others that were like panicking, and now I'm understanding that that's their way of coping with what's going on. And sometimes anxiety gets the best of you, and it cripples you, right? It basically, you're not gonna do anything because it takes over you. um, and listening to Wayne Dyer the other day, he was talking about how we can choose to, how things affect us, right? Although we might not see that, we feel that it kind of, it's kind of how our past kind of made us who we were or who we are. We can, at any given point in time, we can change that, and we can also not let that affect us. But of course, we don't want to forget about it, but it doesn't make us who we are right now. And I think with this crisis going on, a lot of us being told to be certain ways, or we have to be this way because of this going on, and we don't. We have a choice. We can choose to be poised, choose to be thankful, choose to be um, empathetic towards others. And in this as well, he's talking about the times of crisis is where a lot of individuals build themselves up, become who they are, add value to themselves. We can see the true version of ourselves. They say, you never see the real side of an individual until times get hard. And right now, if you can't make these as times is hard, then I don't know what else you want to talk about. It's like a recession right now. It's going on, right? People are losing their jobs. Things are being shut down. So how we interact with each other now through these times, I think, will kind of define moving forward how we see each other. Because when times are like rough right now and everybody's trying to find a way to be something, do something, panic, anxiety kicks in. All these things that we're kind of probably live with, but now it kind of obviously it gets what's that word called? Now it amplifies with the crisis. Um, the individuals that are practicing and learning about themselves and learning that being poised in moments like this, understanding that this too shall pass, and also that we are in the situation to learn from it and not let it take over who we are and make us somebody we're not, will succeed and will excel and will build something out of themselves. Again, everybody has a different way of dealing with crisis. He says also in the book, everybody has a different way to deal with crisis. Some people just need some time alone. Some people need to interact more with others. I don't think there's a right or wrong, but it's up to us to find out what that is, where we feel more comfortable, and feel the most at peace, right? And that's something that is probably, as I say it all the time. I used to hear all the time growing up. Peace is priceless, and I know that oftentimes some decisions have to be made, and you have to see what things for what it is, but understanding that in this crisis, we can use it as a positive factor, right? As something that shows us the size of people that we would have otherwise have seen if this would have come up, right? That shows us the good, shows us the bad, shows us what really matters, shows us that we live in a very connected world and we think we don't. It shows us what the real, you know, otherwise mundane jobs that we think are so important to our society and to our functioning of our everyday. Um, and makes us more grateful, I think, moving forward for those positions. Um, I don't think I've ever been so grateful for grocery employees in my life. I always saw like a job that was like very tedious and very demanding, and you had no life. But now I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow, there would be no living right now if we didn't have grocery workers stacking and obviously unloading the groceries, shelving them, um, basically being cashiers, letting us get our groceries that we need to survive. And if that's not more valuable than, I don't know, than maybe working in Wall Street, like I thought was important. These are valuable positions that we kind of overlook, and during these times of crisis, I think we're kind of really seeing the truth of everything. And yes, I don't want to go a little bit deep on that, but yes, truth of everything. And I think the more we're okay with it, the more we'll grow. And excuse me. So remember, in these times of crisis, as Maxwell Maltz says in the book, we can choose to be the most highest version of ourselves, and we can learn that once you get through this and you look back and how you reacted, how you actually took it, be a lot more, empathetic for yourself, one, and also be, praise yourself. You got through this crisis, right? and a lot of individuals didn't. So let's take it as it comes, and let's also pat ourselves on the back once it's over, on how we handled ourselves, how we were able to take care of others and ourselves, and make the best of it. And I think for this, these days, everybody should be making some type of videos, vlogging themselves, how they're feeling, and really realizing how important we are all to each other. How every single person has a purpose on here, in this world, and including you, including myself. Everything's on purpose, and this by no means is not a coincidence. This is on purpose. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, and take care. Peace.